Hi Aquarius, it's Lynn from Tinker Tarot. I'm here to do your November 2020 tarot reading. I'm using the transparent tarot again. Madly in love with these cards. And oh, they're just so good at telling the story, helping you tell a story. I would actually suggest them for beginners. I think they would be amazing for beginners to help you figure out those combinations, what they're doing with each other. You know what I mean? Anyway, sorry to get into all that. This ad-free video is brought to you by the sign Scorpio this month. It's their birthday time right now, and their time to send in their contribution of $25. That represents $1 per video that I make for Scorpio in a year, and that I make for all signs in a year. But they pay for their own, and they get to watch all of them ad-free. So anyway, I really appreciate it. Whoa! Look at that Aquarius. Okay, we got some jumpers, and they are interesting. I'm gonna tell you right now. I hope none went on the floor. It's hard to see when one drops because they just blend into the background. Okay, let's see here. Let's see here. Okay. So she should have been on that side, actually, yeah. Oh well. That's the way it goes. So, Aquarius. What dropped for you is the Two of Swords, the Hanged One, which is the Hanged Man, and the Queen of Cups. So the Two of Swords is, there's two paths. You got to go this way or you got to go that way. And you don't want to pick. It's like, I don't want to deal with that right now. I don't want to move. You're kind of sitting there, but there's a decision you have to make. And you can't move forward until you do. So it's like one of those things. Choice has to be made. You have to look at your choices. Sometimes there isn't really enough information, you don't feel, provided to make a good choice yet. You're thinking, I don't know enough. Like, just one sword is all you're going to tell me? Well, that's not enough for me to make a good, sensible decision. So then you have the Hanged One, the Hanged Man, and this is about getting rid of the old, the old dead, the old habits, the old beliefs, the old that's just not working, and it's not there's all this new growth trying to come out. And if anyone knows anything about gardening, if you want your plant to do well, you get rid of any of the dead stuff. You cut it away so that the nutrients aren't going into that thing that's not going to do anything. You want the nutrients going into the new life, you know? And so this is the same for yourself. It's not doing you any good hanging on to. It could be old stuff in a relationship, It could be, like I said, old beliefs. But it's something that's keeping you kind of closed up, not not open. You're not open to listen, to accept perhaps another point of view, another view. And see, like I said, you do not look at this. It's so perfect, eh? It's hanging right over you. I don't want to see it. You know, I can only see this way or this way. I'm not looking up. So there's nothing up there, so I'm not looking. So it's kind of like this, you know, what worked before may not work now. Okay. And this has something to do with a Queen of Cups. This could be a male or female water sign in your life, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. I think the Queen is typically seen as Pisces, perhaps, in your life, Aquarius. So it could be, um, you know, this could be something, perhaps, oops, sometimes twos are partnership too, agreement. But in this one, it's not really seeing eye to eye. It's not having the same view. Okay. And this could be with this person. I think this person, there could be possibility for a lot of new growth. Um, I think you hold them in high regard, or they hold you in high regard. But they also could be very traditional, like their old ways, old fashioned, and they're not willing to even consider a different, not ready anyway, not ready yet. But this is what's needed. So this could be you, Scorpio, that needs this, or someone you're thinking about, someone close to you in your life, directly close to you, because he's jumped out. If this isn't happening now, it is going to happen in the next couple of days. Okay. Um, yeah. So in the past, you have the Nine of Swords. You have the Empress. I love that one. Ooh, and you have the Fool. My, oh my, Aquarius. So, isn't this interesting? So, Nine of Swords. Sometimes this is a lot of worry, anxiety, maybe your worries or having trouble sleeping, not being able to sleep through the night, um, depression, perhaps even. But really feeling overwhelmed with your thoughts. You're thinking over, and you're on a treadmill or a gerbil wheel. Like they just keep going around and around, and you don't really get anywhere in this state. Okay, it's enough to drive you cuckoo. But then you have the Empress. And the Empress, I'm going to tell you, is, well, there could be a birth. Sometimes it represents a birth, a baby coming. It could represent pregnancy. You're actually pregnant. It also represents new life, new life, bringing something new to life. And it starts with little, oh, I want to get the right angle so the light isn't bothered. Little sprouts. They start as small as this and get bigger and stronger and bigger and stronger until it's a full bloom. And that's the job of the Empress, is to make things bloom, bring them to life. And so that there's seeds that spread across the land, and it's to feed all the land. It's abundance, it's abundance. And you could be worried or something. You could have some sort of worry about your abundance, how you're going to, because there's something here you want to spread across the land. You want to uh, expand. There's definitely expansion here. Um, I think that, you know, part of this is what's needed too, right? Because the Empress is about being open, nurturing, loving. Um, um, it could be to do with some sort of a healing yourself too, because it's about being kind to yourself first. Anyway, then you have the Fool. The Empress is number 3 or 2. Wait. Geez, sometimes I can't see. Yeah, 3. Okay. So then you have the Fool. And I love the Fool here. I love the fact that you have this butterfly considering you had that cocoon before in those first 3 cards that jumped out. You had that cocoon hanging there and being all closed up. And this is the complete opposite. This is such a 360-degree turn. It's not funny. Like, this is completely opening up. Metamorphosis even, and look at it is the flower, it is the bloom, it is new growth, new possibilities. Look at those, a spiral in each of the wings, right? Completely, totally expansive, explorative, carefree. Oh, it's so much freer than, and all it takes is releasing that, getting out of that old cocoon of thought. By trapping your thoughts in that cocoon, it also traps your emotions, but here, look at this. So here you are, worried, all in your head, like just, and then there is this beautiful Empress. Here's the land below. There's could be something about nature too. You need to get back, you need to get outside perhaps more. Um, but there's something here, it's at the very fragile beginnings. Not that you've never done this before, you're young, but I'm just saying it's at the fragile beginnings because you're just growing, it's just starting, right? And you're starting to change this. The whole idea, get right out of your head. And this is more grounding, really grounding yourself. And then the butterfly just flying right on through that, opening your mind, um, being carefree, taking risks, thinking glass half full. Why not? I'll give it a try. Who knows what could happen? That kind of, believing. And, when you take that back here to this, if you put this guy saying, I don't want to pick, I don't want to choose, they both don't look very good. Then you put it with the butterfly. The butterfly is more open to options and saying, well, I'll try that way and just see what, I can always go and try this way after. Like, why not? Give it a chance. Let's see. It's completely different. It's open, whereas the 2 is closed. Closed like this. And now you're the butterfly. You're open. Like that. Oh, I'm so happy for you. And this is starting. You're starting, right? Like gentle, fertile beginnings. Like, don't push yourself. It takes time, right? We don't, invent the wheel in a day kind of thing. Anyhow, so in your present, you have the 6 of Cups, the King of Cups. So there's a couple here, a King and Queen of Cups. And then you have the 5 of Swords. So, the 6 of Cups is like nostalgia, thinking about home, family, and your hometown, the way it was. Someone from the past may come back, and it may even be this King of Cups, Aquarius. This could be male or female, water sign, like I said. The king, I think, is usually Cancer. Um, but anyway, it could be Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, someone that makes decisions based on how they feel, what their feelings are. Um, they could be coming back and you could be reminiscing or something. Um, Also, I see that there is this Five of Swords. I really like the Five of Swords in this card because this guy is breaking swords. I don't want to fight. I don't want to argue. In fact, I won't. You know, it's stopping that kind of abrasive communication. You know, it's laying down your swords. You know, you're laying down your sword. It's putting down your weapon. It's not a fight. I just want to talk. It's peaceful. It's very peaceful. I really like to see that. It seems like you're slowly working the things out and figuring how to do it. You're trying to come across more from an emotional perspective, a loving, supportive perspective. This is, I think this is ultimately the part of yourself you really like, is that loving um sweetheart, real sweetheart kind of thing. And I think that every Aquarius has that in them. They have this just sweetheart part of them that is so generous and kind and forgiving, very forgiving nature. So I really like this because I also think you want to change the past. You want to change it, okay? And you just want to lay down your swords. I want to be peaceful. I want to be um the sweetheart that I know I am. I want you to see that side of me, or I want to go back the way it was, sort of thing. I don't want to fight anymore. It's not worth it to me, kind of thing. You know what I mean? And then in your future, ooh, you have the Knight of Pentacles, the King of Swords. There you are, finally, Aquarius. There you are. And the Ace of Swords. So, Knight of Pentacles. So, Knight of Pentacles is a few things. For one thing, he really wants to be grounded, and he's learning this in his life. He needs to be stable and grounded and secure. And that doesn't mean, you work and work and money, money, money. Um, there's a certain amount of safety in there too. But Pentacles are also about healing, about taking care of our physical selves. Like we are what we eat, and that is our food, what we take in visually, what you participate in your spirit, and taking care of yourself in all of your needs and all of the selves, okay? But one of the big ways is feeling grounded, stable. Also, anything that you're going to step into now, there's something you're going to step into in your as far as your stability and security. But you want to do it slowly. This isn't something you want to jump into. You want to step into it slowly, check it out, be sensible, be careful, because you don't want to lose your step. You don't want to lose your grounding. You feel real good where you are here, you know? So then here you are, King of Swords. And the king has learned all the lessons of the swords now. You know, he's dealt with all different situations, right? Truth and when to reveal and when not to reveal, and um, decision making, strategy, and all kinds of things. Anyway, this guy makes decisions based on fact, not his feelings. Okay, so this is strategic, smart, and studied. Like he does the research. You know what I mean? He doesn't just base this on spontaneity, passion, that kind of thing. It's fact. He also really speaks his mind. It's very direct, speaks the truth, possibly, even if it might be uh not hurtful, might sting you a little bit. You know, be careful what you ask this person because they're honest, like they want to give the facts, really. Um and then you have the Ace of Swords. So this could be this is definitely a gift to you, an opportunity. It's in the form of communication somehow. It could be a document, a contract, even a contract. It could be an agreement that you sign. Um, it also could be knowledge, some sort of knowledge, some insider info that you get privy to, an opportunity. Um, I think it's something to do with, and I also think it's a new way to communicate for you. There's something new you have. It's an idea you come up with, I think. Um, I also think it's a very different approach for you, or maybe a different approach than what you've been taught or what you've been raised with, you know. You, but I also think that there's some sort of agreement here, okay? Because like this Knight of Pentacles, and so this is some sort of advancement, um, something you're going after as far as your stability and security. So this is either to do with your home or to do with your career, something like that. Or mm, I get the real home or career thing here too. And this is like some sort of agreement or document, I think. Um, it's an opportunity, I think, to begin again as well. I gotta tell you, you got a lot of water energy, you know, cup energy here. There's a big emotional hurdle I think you're gonna get over for one thing with someone. And I think there's an opportunity for a new start in a relationship here on a communication level, you know. It's going to be slow. It's going to be slow. That's okay. You don't want to rush now. You're not in a big hurry. And it could be it could be some sort of recovery. Some sort of recovery, okay? Anyway, if this makes any sense for you, Aquarius, please comment below. I love to hear. I'm honored when you share your stories. I read every single message I get. Sometimes it takes me a couple of days to get back because I'm doing this and working and whatnot. But yeah, I appreciate all your support. So like, share, subscribe. It's all free and it all helps me a lot. And like I said, this ad-free video this month is brought to you by Scorpio. I also want to say too that on the 31st of October is the full moon. It's a blue moon. And for me, I think it's a big threshold time. Um, it's it's the last it's the last blue moon of the year, obviously. But I think it's a really good time to release anything, any old baggage, any resentments or things like that that you're carrying, have been carrying. And it's a good time to release them, let them go, because you're walking through a door on that night. And the other side of the door is November 1st, November 2nd, okay? And so you want to walk through there clean. You don't want to take any of this old stuff that isn't doing you any good. It's weight. It's weight on you. You might need to write it down, like define it somehow. And you could have a fire that night, and whatever you wrote down, burn it in the fire. It's a good time to pray as well in front of the fire, ask for forgiveness, give gratitude for what you appreciate in your life. And it's also a good time to uh, get some moon water. So you get water in a basin of some sort that's not plastic, and glass is good. Something you can put a lid on. And so you put it out that night and have it by you when you're praying or near your fire. You don't want it spilled, obviously, in a safe place. Leave it open for the night. The next day you go out and you put a lid on it. This is now moon water. It's healing. You can drink it yourself, have a little sip every day for the whole month of November, or give some of it to someone who needs healing. Um, or drink it all in one big gulp if you want. But anyway, so there's some ideas for you on how to transition, to transition to something new like this. And you are very ready for this transition, Aquarius. It's you're going through it now. So, good on you. Anyway, take care. I'll talk to you soon. Happy Halloween. Bye.